Welcome back to Puck Dudes. I'm Adrian Ash, and it's semifinals time, folks. The Tampa Bay Lightning are still in the hunt and looking for a three-peat, while the New York Rangers want nothing more than to spoil that particular party.
I'm the party pooper.
This is getting exciting now, so let's get right into it. We're going to break down this series, and make sure you stay on this video right until the end to catch our Puck Dudes prediction for the outcome of this series. Okay, so first of all, let's see how each team got here. The Bolts finished third in the Atlantic and faced the Leafs in the first round. Toronto and Tampa went back and forth in a truly epic hockey battle, with the Bolts prevailing in a nail-biter in Game 7 in Toronto. Then Tampa Bay matched up against the Panthers for the highly anticipated Battle of Florida, which turned out to be a complete dud. 4 straight games, Tampa Bay outscored Florida 13-3. It was all Lightning in this one, and not 1 ounce of suspense anywhere in that series. The Rangers opened their playoffs against Pittsburgh. The Pens actually had the edge in goals, 29-28 in this series, as well as a major edge in shots on goal. But the Rangers still came out on top after a thrilling 7-game series. On to Carolina, and again this one went the full 7 games. But the Rangers seemed to take more control of the latter part of this series, winning the final 2 games 5-2 and 6-2. So that's how each team got here. But already in that, I think there's a little bit of risk for the Tampa Bay Lightning. You never want to win a playoff series in 4 straight games. Except maybe the Stanley Cup finals. Listen, this is counterintuitive. Everyone thinks sweeping a playoff series is a good omen, right? You sweep a playoff series, you must be cruising for a deep playoff run. But going back over the last 15 years, teams that were coming off a 4-game sweep in the playoff series that they just won have only won 48% of their subsequent series. Whereas teams that prevailed after a long 7-game duel were actually 58% likely to win their next series. Basically, there's a common belief that a team that's won 4 straight games in a playoff series is in great shape. They're on a roll, and they're sure to be bound for great things and a deep run in the playoffs. But that's not what the numbers tell us. Just like the thought that a team that takes 7 games to prevail in a long duel against in a slogging match against their opponent in a series, they're going to be exhausted and ineffective in their next series. Again, not necessarily the case. Tampa Bay's long rest after beating Florida in 4 straight games is actually a sign, possibly, for concern there. Are they going to still be in their groove when they face off against the Rangers? I like the fact here that both teams have had a relatively balanced attack through their first 2 series. 15 different Rangers had at least 1 point in this past series, for example, and 14 different Lightning players did the same. My worry, though, for the Rangers is that some of their usual weapons, the players that they relied on through the regular season, have been a little quiet thus far in the playoffs. While Mika Zibanejad and Adam Fox are tearing it up for the Rangers, Artemi Panarin and Jacob Trouba have been slumping, not off the board entirely, but they've been a little bit lower in their production than they normally are. The Rangers have also dearly missed Barclay Goodrow's production. He was injured in Game 1 versus the Penguins and has only just recently returned, and we're still waiting to see if he's going to be back up to form. For Tampa Bay, on the other hand, the full depth of the 2-time champions has been on full display. Steven Stamkos' year-long scoring clinic, for example, has been a little quieter of late, and during this time, Nikita Kucherov has stepped it up to another level to fill in the gap. You've got production through their entire lineup, from 25-year-old Ross Colton to 36-year-old Corey Perry. Now, Tampa Bay's wish list right now is 1, for Alex Killorn to find his groove again. He's been quite much on the quiet side in the last little bit. They need him to pull it up a level. He feels an important piece on the Tampa Bay Lightning team, and we need Alex Killorn to get back up to his regular season level. And number 2, a speedy recovery for Brayden Point. They really need the depth of production that he brings. They want him back in the lineup and need him back, not just for this round, but also if they're going to make it to the finals. Andrei Vasilevskiy, Igor Shesterkin. This is a match. And on the goaltending side, this is an absolute match for the ages. I remember as a kid watching the great Russian goaltender Vladislav Tretiak. He just seemed to be in a class of his own. So now we're having a little deja vu here, except now we've got two of them. And there's not too much to choose to be between these two in terms of save percentage. But Shesterkin's goals against average doesn't look quite as strong as Vasilevskiy's. Why? Because New York is allowing more shots to get through to him. So far in the playoffs, New York has been allowing 39 shots against per game compared to Tampa Bay giving up just 29 shots per game. If the Rangers keep allowing Shesterkin to get peppered with so many shots, they could be in a heap of trouble. I like that New York has a good range of weapons, they're fresh off the battlefield, and they've got a great netminder holding down the fort. But Tampa Bay is Tampa Bay after all. You've got Kucherov, Stamkos, Hedman, Colton, Palat, the list goes on. I think in the end, all of that will just add up to too much for New York to contain. I'm picking Tampa Bay to win this series in 6 games. The Lightning are going back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We really appreciate the support, and we'll see you again as the playoffs continue.